I need some people to consider something. There are very real struggles for a lot of people in this country, and that is not necessarily linked to where you are on the political spectrum. If you're suffering, you're suffering. If you're feeling like life is just really hard for you, you're right, and that's valid. And it's really unfortunate that we have a society that is not giving more people, or all people, opportunities to have a good life. I think the people that want to fix society cross the political spectrum. Like, I don't know if the left, center, right, far left, far right labels are really that useful anymore. It's like, I mean, I don't know, like think about like healthcare. Like, is the left position universal healthcare? And the center position is our current healthcare system. And the right position, no healthcare unless you're rich. I don't know if it's useful, because like the vast majority of us just want to be able to get healthcare, full stop. There's some people that get really mad about the idea of like everybody getting access because they don't want certain people to have access, but I would argue that's probably not the best way to go, because people are still going to need help, and it's going to end up costing us more money if everybody's not covered, if it's not easy. But anyway, guys, the thing is, with the unfortunate assassination of Charlie Kirk, among that day there was a mass shooting at a school, the next day there was a mass shooting at a school. It's all young white men. There's been like over 6,000 mass shootings. The vast majority of them are committed by right-wing extremists, young cis white men. There's like literally five people that were trans, and then the rest is somewhere on the left spectrum. But like, what do all the people that I'm talking about have in common? People are struggling. Our society just feels like it's very broken. People don't really feel like they have a future. And if you look at these things, you look at who's got everything and more that they could ever need in like 2,000 lifetimes, and the rest of us, literally, again, it's that. Like, there's like less than 1%. There's like 700 people, I think. Or no, like worldwide, I think it's like 1,500, maybe, billionaires that have bought up everything. And I know some people don't think that the billionaires have an effect on us, but I don't think that's a rational argument, because they profit off of everything. And again, those are the people that are gonna profit if Americans go to war with each other. Somebody else made a post about this, and I really appreciate that. They're like a kind of a life or wellness coach, and I'm assuming they probably have a pretty broad audience of young white men that look like me, but younger than me, because I'm like 45. He's just recognizing that the fact of the matter is, like, if there is war within the country, like, they've already done this all over the world. They have used various means, like destabilized societies, made it so people were struggling, used social media to set people against each other, to cause bloodshed, struggle. You know, people were starving. They're doing it with Gaza. And now they're taking it back here in the United States. And they're, with this whole situation, with Charlie Kirk, we still don't know fully what the hell's going on with the motives of the shooter. Like, we think we have the guy, but it seems like the government really wants to spin a narrative and blame the left somehow, which doesn't make sense. It doesn't really make sense. Like, that guy got radicalized. Yes, it seems like he went down some like pretty dark holes online, and seemed like he was kind of. It's confusing because he's got like family and stuff, and seemed like he had things going on for himself, but something didn't work out for him, and he was isolated, and he went to a dark place and ended up doing something terrible. And believe it or not, guys, people that are listening that are identify as on the right, there is a right-wing movement that also is kind of at war with other people on the right. They're on the opposite ends of the y-axis on the political spectrum, on the far right. You have like Charlie Kirk kind of at the top, kind of right to center right to far right, and then you have Nick Fuentes, who's kind of pretty far to the extreme right. And they want a little bit different paths in terms of their authoritarianism, their plan, their wars against basically everybody who's non-white and wealthy, and people that are like, they're okay with people that are their ideological allies, and everybody else is an enemy, which I have a problem with. I don't accept that I need to be oppressed by other people. But their little war that they're getting into, like they criticize Charlie Kirk. Other right-wingers that are self-identify as Nazis call Charlie Kirk a fascist. So and that the memes on the shell casings are it's like far right online, very super online memes. It's like this weird like double irony in-group coded language. It's weird. I don't really understand it. I need to like learn about it. I've heard a little bit, but it's weird. But the fact of the matter is, this is being used, like the right wing is trying to use this as it's like Reichstag fire, and they're trying to cause like a civil war. Why? Trump had been, and I think he technically still is, a Democrat, and he's just being manipulated by the right wing. Like, he's a grifter. He's always been a grifter. He's always broken laws. He's always had a whole bunch of stuff hanging over his head, like blackmail and stuff. And he's easily controlled and manipulated. And he's doing all this stuff, and he doesn't really care what happens to the country. As long as he gets the things that he wants, he doesn't care. And the billionaires above him are the ones that are trying to make a massive profit off of us destroying each other. Like, Palantir is like seriously scary shit. Like, it's a military surveillance tech company, and that's who's they're using now. Like, they went after Palestinians in Gaza, and pretty effectively and brutally so, and literally like using drones to like track and bomb people. And they used it to Palantir's tech to go after the migrants, and they're gonna do it to us. And it's not just them. Like, these, like, BlackRock freaking owns everything. Like, why do you think all this shit costs so much? Like, all the healthcare stuff is crazy expensive. The fact, like, private equity has hollowed out this country. There's, like, corporations have their hands in everything. Like, if they haven't been able to hollow out the public institution, they force the public institutions to work with the shit that they own. The private prison industry, the weapons industry, the insurance industry, like every which way. Like, if we get shot, they win because they get a profit from the bullets, the guns, all the equipment, armor. You go get stitched up if you live through it. They get paid while you're at the hospital getting stitched up and putting yourself back together again. And then if they basically ruin a whole city, they can buy up the land on the cheap and rebuild everything how they want to. They don't care about you. They don't care about me. They don't care what happens to this country. They live in like a sci-fi version of like weird, their own construct of what reality should be. And like even Peter Thiel, like when he was asked about if the human race should continue or should survive, he kind of struggled to answer. I'm just saying, man, like, don't take the bait of this like push for a civil war. The vast majority of America, like, unless it's a self-defense situation, leave it alone, man. Your fellow American is not your enemy. I know we have like political beefs and stuff, but like a lot of that has been structured to divide us. Like, I'm sick of both parties. I'm sure you are too. Like, you might support the Republican Party because they told you they're going to fix stuff. But does it look like they're fixing anything? Like, with the mass deportations, I don't think you've noticed, but farmers are fucked. What do you think happens if the farmers' crops rot in the field? What happens? Especially after we've ruined our trade relationships. You got to think about, like, if you understand the history of what, like, Republicans do to the economy, they cause recessions. And the reason that is, it's on purpose. They know it's not going to help us. They cause recessions so billionaires can buy up even more. It empowers them. Like, Donald Trump has said it in the past when he was still a Democrat, that he knows that the economy is managed better by Democrats. And it doesn't, you doesn't know why, and it doesn't have to be that way. I think maybe he knows, but he likes the effects of a bad economy because he can buy up more. Who is Trump? Technically now he is a billionaire because of all the grifting and stuff. But he's not wrong about the fact that a bad economy is good for the rich. It's terrible for us. We all take hits. We take hits to our retirement funds. We have to spend extra money on stuff. Our money is worth less. And then when people get kicked out of jobs, like, sometimes people lose everything. And, like, there's not really a safety net anymore. And now this new culture war, they're going around doxing people because they sometimes quoted what Charlie Kirk said, and they're going after people and firing them. This regime has fired so many people. Now we have more people unemployed than jobs. Like, it's a bad cycle, and this is being done on purpose, is what I'm trying to say. We have to come together and recognize that our enemy is up. It's not among us. Unless somebody's going after you personally. Like, honestly, put it away, go to bed, go do something else, and come back. And maybe sometimes, if you want to actually have, like, a dialogue with somebody and just take it down and try to connect with them. Like, we all need more connection. Get out in the community. Go find things that you care about that you can do in your community. Go connect with people. Because most of us just, it falls down completely when we're too isolated and we don't feel like we have purpose. I don't care where you are in the political spectrum. I want you to have a good life. I am not your enemy. I have never been your enemy. In fact, I risked my life as a veteran of a foreign war. I went to Iraq. I served my country for 8 years. I served so you can have your rights. I defended your rights. I defended the Constitution of the United States. And I'm really worried. And I'm also very angry that I'm being threatened by this government. And I didn't do anything. I served my country. I served my community. I had some thoughts on Charlie Kirk's assassination. Again, I condemn the violence. But I also, I'm sorry, I can't sit by while people prop him up as some kind of amazing human being. He wasn't. He just wasn't. He said a lot of awful shit. Occasionally, he said some things that were, he made valid points at times, but he also was very, he was normalizing fascism. That's what he was doing. He was paid to do that, though. He was paid by, he took AIPAC money, too. And he got money from, a bunch of billionaire donors. He was serving under them. And at times, I think the moments he had of clarity were of the people that were in his community that had concerns. They had concerns about what was going on in Gaza. They had concerns about the Epstein files. And on that stuff, I'm there, man. I don't want this genocide to continue. I don't want this ethnic cleansing to continue in Gaza or the United States. I don't want the famine to continue there. I want peace. I want peace here and I want peace there. I want Israel to be made to stop doing the destruction. I don't want us to be spending money on bombs that kill babies, women, children, and men too. I don't have a tolerance for hate because I care about people. I want all of us to be doing well. And I have suggestions for policies. I can almost guarantee that most of you guys, you would probably be on the same page with me if we were able to actually have a party that represents the majority of Americans. Some of you guys might be a little bit shell-shocked about how we get these things done, but they are backed in evidence. But it's really about universal programs, not leaving anyone out, and taxing wealth a little bit more and work a lot less. And also like giving people a break on their taxes as they get older, on their property taxes for the primary residence. I want people to be able to retire with dignity. I don't want them to be worried about a tax bill, especially if they're on like a fixed income or something. I want people to be able to have their base needs met, everybody, and then have the opportunity to like, go to school if you want to enrich yourself. If you need to go to school for work, it should be easy and it should be great. We should have great education. We can work together to solve problems, but we have to stop fighting. And we also have to push politicians that don't want to change anything out, the ones that take all this money from PACs, from dangerous interests. Like, they do deals with the scariest fucking people in the world, and then we don't have a voice. And I feel you if you're frustrated that nothing's getting better. And I understand that some of you guys voted for Trump because he sounded different. He's not a politician, he's a businessman, maybe he can fix stuff. But unfortunately, that's not what's happening, really. He's just attacking, they're committing mass violence, they're firing tons of people, they're destroying industries, they destroyed our trade relationships, and it looks like we're at war, like potentially World War III, because of the attack on Iran, which is dangerous. Even Charlie Kirk said was like, that's not a good idea. He argued with Trump about that one. I just learned that recently, which is good point, right? Like, we can talk. I don't want the hate. I don't want the discrimination. I don't want attacking marginalized groups. I don't like the idea of people that have white supremacy. I don't, because it's not true. It's nonsense. It's pseudoscience beliefs. I understand if you feel like you're being attacked because people are like, other people should get a fair share, but like a fair share does not mean that you're losing, if that makes sense. People think it does because they're taught to think that way. They're lied to. They're being lied to. I don't know. We got to come together. Look up. Look up at the billionaires. The people that have the power are the ones that are hurting us. It's not migrants. It's not trans people. It's not LGBTQ plus people. It's not the left, whatever. Like, fuck the labels, man. Like, we're all human beings. We're all human beings. We should fucking care about making something better. Stop fighting amongst each other. The people that you should be challenging are people above you that have the power over you to do damage. And you shouldn't allow violence to be committed against anybody. Nobody deserves that stuff. And we have to talk seriously about the mass violence. Like, the school, there's been like 45 school shootings this year. That's fucking insane, man. Fucking kids dying, and like, I get mad because the Republican Party doesn't want to do anything about it because they have blood on their hands from all the industries that benefit from that problem continuing. The Republican Party benefits from there being a migrant crisis that they can use to rile everybody up. But like, migrants should have a path to citizenship. They should have a fair shot. We should make it easier for people to be here legally instead of creating barriers all the time or not funding like the parts of that administration that aren't working well, that we just don't have enough people to process it. And it's been undermined. We need them. We need to like have crops, and like, they should get paid fairer wages. I wish they could like unionize or something. And I want farmers to be okay. I want all of us to be okay. And I'm not okay with crime. Like, the idea that Democrats are like, the left is okay with crime, it's not true. It's just we actually want to do smart solutions for crime, because the things that we've been doing for a long time are really expensive. It's not working, and it benefits billionaires. What's happening right now, it benefits billionaires. They have for-profit prisons that's basically get like free labor, slave labor, and they keep making it easier and easier and easier to go after and upcharge people that are of color. Meanwhile, we've been disenfranchising people of color for such a long time. And we've disenfranchised poor white communities too. We got to reinvest in all of us. And if we do that, we all win. I don't want to leave anyone out. So I'm not your enemy. I keep getting hate in my comments from people. And one of them's like laughing about the idea of like me getting fired or something, because I stated a short summary of what's happening by Donald Trump, by Stephen Miller, by media figures, inciting violence against the left and the Democrats. That happened. I saw it. I listened to it. It happened. We have video. It's a verifiable fact. They're inciting violence. They're declaring war on the left. For what? It was a cis het white guy that appears to be a far right. Like, he's influenced by the far right. He appears to be a Groyper, follower of Nick Fuentes, we think. I don't know. We'll find out. Not everybody who calls somebody a fascist is on the left. They're Nazis over there. I don't know. It's a weird time, man. I hope we get through this. I'm willing to work with people. If you want to talk to me like a reasonable human being, you tell me, like, hey, like, what are the things that are bugging the hell out of you? Let's talk solutions. Let's actually look at what the data shows. And again, I care about data because I don't want to waste our time and I don't want to waste our money. So if you're a conservative, like fiscally conservative, you should care about that perspective. We should look at data. We should look at programs that have been studied and tried already, at least piloted. And if they show evidence that they can be effective, that might be a good way to invest money. But like a lot of times, like people are just doing stuff that some contractor is going to benefit from, like, and we don't. I don't know. Tell me, let's get together. Like, I don't know. Like, it doesn't need to be a party thing. Like, maybe we just reinvest in like the independent project and get people together and run candidates. And it doesn't matter what party they caucus with. They caucus where it makes sense, but try to change both of them. Honestly, I wish the left, well, so-called left and so-called center and so-called right, would get together to like take over the Democratic Party and the Republican Party to make it something better. I mean, maybe people are trying, like Tea Party did, the Justice Democrats did. They tried, but like, I don't know. It's not looking good, but nothing's over until we give up, and I'm not giving up. But please don't attack me. I haven't done anything to you. I haven't wished any harm to you. I don't like the violence. In some ways, I got mad about the fact that like Charlie Kirk was assassinated, because I'm like, I'm really worried what that's going to do to America. That's really wrong. Nobody should go through that. I feel bad for his family. But you know, I have a memory of the guy, and it's mixed. Like, I've heard him say things that are reasonable at times, but a lot of stuff was just like very like hateful and targeting marginalized groups. And I don't know how much of that stuff was his actual feelings, or if that was the messaging that he was being given to in the service of these billionaires that are trying to divide us up. I don't know. I don't know how that works. Like, I've heard a lot of people on the right that are media figures, like it's just a performance, like they don't really necessarily believe it, but it serves their political ends. And I'm sure that's true in the Democratic Party. Like, dude, trust me, I fucking hate the Democratic establishment, and I know that the people that are more like progressive than the Democratic Party, they're not perfect. I don't agree with everything. It's just where I see people saying the things that make sense, like everybody's fucked on healthcare. We need something better. Cool, let's do that. Let's help regular people out. Cool, let's do that. Let's deal with immigration. Great. Can we do that by policy instead of being cruel to people, if possible? And let's do something about crime, but let's be smarter on crime, because what we're doing is not working. Like, you can't just like keep throwing everybody in jail. You're going to run out of space. You're going to run out of resources. And like a lot of these, it's a cruelty factory. And then what happens when they're done with their sentence? We have no answer for when people try to reintegrate into society and then they have nothing and then they reoffend, which is a danger to all of us. I'm just saying, like, let's have a real conversation about it. We have to talk to each other. Like don't just believe bullshit that you're told especially in like those main media channels, and then like people that are down below, like Tim Pool and Ben Shapiro. Like, those people are paid to piss you off. There's a lot of people in media that are paid to piss you off, and a lot of things they're saying are wrong. Or, you know, if they're trying to represent a group of people, odds are they're not telling the truth about that. They probably got it wrong. Because how the hell, like, it's like me saying all of the right is this. I'm wrong when I say that. I'm probably wrong when I say that, and you shouldn't accept it. And if you say all of the left is this, you're wrong when you say that. You're probably wrong when you say that. But if you want to talk to somebody, like, okay, well, what does an actual leftist in real life sound like? Maybe I'll go do a call or a video chat with somebody or whatever. Like, let's have a reasonable conversation. Let's stop the hate. Gotta stop the hate. We gotta stop being angry when we talk to each other as individuals. And don't get too bent out of shape. If somebody on the left gets really upset with you, if you're saying things that are demeaning to other people or sound like you want to do violence to other people, you got to chill out on that, because that's just a no-no in civic society. That's not okay to think that way. You got to process that shit. There's a difference. And again, it's not a double standard. It's just civic society in a civilized society, we're not supposed to, like, violence is supposed to be off the table. And hating for just hate's sake other people because of their differences, that's not okay. It's not normal. It's just, we've been getting slammed with this shit for such a long time. A lot of people have normalized it. It's not okay. It's not normal. And that's not what most people are like. And there's a reason why you're getting that messaging. They're trying to use you. They're trying to use you as a tool to do things that they want you to do. Don't buy into it. Listen, if you're a lonely white dude, connect with me. I will try to do at least one thing. I'll give you at least one piece of advice or something to try to help you out. I'm willing to do that. I'm a 45-year-old guy. I was not always in a great place, like socially or whatever, and I worked through it and I've developed some skills. I'm happy to help. Hit me up. Just no hate, okay?